VP of Insurance at Volvo Financial Services, Stefano Cicciarella is an experienced leader with an extensive background in automotive insurance, finance and the aftermarket business. He has a substantial knowledge of emerging technologies, innovation and managing regulated businesses. He is passionate about bringing people and businesses together, and he really enjoys creating opportunities and making the future happen now. He is one of the few with overlapping experience in both the automotive and insurance industries. So please welcome Stefano to walk us through the future of embedded.
Hello everyone. I guess you are tired as me, but in order to reactivate your energy a little bit, I would like to do a quiz with you. So imagine vehicles on the road today with the vast and immense set of data they are generating. And now think of two different types of vehicles. The one would be passenger cars, and on the other hand, trucks. So my question to you, who would you think would be the leader in generating data from your perspective? So if you think that trucks, so heavy-duty trucks, would be the leader in generating data, then I would like to ask you to stand up a second now. Okay, it's kind of 50-50. That's interesting. So what I can thank you. You can sit down. What I can tell you is that trucks would generate 540% more data than passenger cars. So 540% more data than passenger cars. And now imagine those vehicles would, or trucks, a heavy-duty truck, would drive from Amsterdam to Rome. I like Rome, I'm Italian, so we are in Amsterdam. Then the truck would generate 64 gigabytes of data. So, and now in order to understand it a little bit, what does 64 gigabyte mean? That means that that would generate a tower of A4 paper, if we would translate it in towards, a stack of paper, of 174 meters. So it's kind of a big tower. You can imagine how much data this truck. And if you would think then of an entry-level notebook, which normally nowadays I think have 128 gigabytes, and you would like to return with the same truck to Amsterdam, then the entry-level notebook would not be sufficient to store all those data. So, and why I'm saying that, the huge and immense potential which lies in this data gathering, and we have started to look into it, and I think we can generate win-win-win situation for customers first, for carriers, and for us as Volvo Financial Services. So then let's get started here. So embedded insurance is part of the total offer of Volvo Group, and I'm very proud to say that, because insurance, in my experience, have never even mentioned in balance sheets or whatsoever publications of OEMs. Now it's part of the total offering, and that's a huge success, honestly speaking. And now, of course, we need to deliver and generate the value which comes with embedded insurance. So what do we mean with, or what is embedded insurance for us? Because I can assume that you, coming from the insurance industry, have various definitions of embedded insurance. Therefore, I want to explain ours. So first of all, we want to combine insurance with the product and with the service itself. And then we would want to provide flexibility to our customer, whether he wants to opt out or opt in. When it comes to rental, for instance, at least in Europe, we would rather see that this is included as the vehicle is activated on our balance sheet, so it's our truck, and we would ask the customer, please to accept our insurance offering. In all other cases, I would say we would rather say, okay, you can opt in or opt out depending on how the business model works. Then our ambition would be to grant omni-channel, so start the buying process wherever, whenever he wants. It could be online, it could be with the dealers, and conclude the deal wherever, whenever he wants as well. And one important thing into that is the communication, and what we mean with communication is not just sending an email and asking whether the customer is happy, but it's bidirectional communication, and in the best case, even from the truck. And that is possible nowadays, where the customer possibly would be able to do a first notification of loss by pushing a button and say, dear insurer, here is already the first notification of loss with critical information, if the customer wants to do that, of course. And then the real-time data flow, of course, which we are already testing. What is important, what is good for insurers to know. And of course, everything what we are doing with data needs to be done in a compliant way, that's for sure. That's a precondition to even think of sharing data. So what are the trends from our end? Okay, electrification, advanced driver assistance systems, which helps us to personalize insurance. So let's think of the modern safety pack, where you would not have only the standard safety features, but maybe safety features which are not yet common in the marketplace. Why not looking into that and understand whether this would be a better risk for an insurance company, and so differentiate the pricing accordingly. And so we have started with that analysis as well, and we have very good, let's say, results on that in Brazil, for instance, where we could prove that trucks with ADAS systems and the full-fledged ADAS system would be a better risk compared to a truck with the basic safety features, so to speak. Another thing is, of course, changing ownership model from owning the truck to using the truck, for instance. And here, what I would foresee as a precondition for an OEM is that we would need to be able, of course, to serve the customer at the dealership, where OEMs have a big challenge very often, where a dealership would say, hey, a salesman, I need to sell the vehicle. I don't have any time for anything else. And so what we need to do with technology is to render this sales process as easy as possible to the dealer and the salesman, and so that the customer might be even finalizing a deal on his own at the end of the day if some information would be missing in that very moment, so he would be able to conclude the deal at home. What is important as well is omni-channel, of course. I already touched it, so I will go ahead. What can we do with advanced technology? Of course, we can do analytics, and we have started now to shape the data modeling in a way to, as we need to understand what kind of data we want to have on the insurance side. So we have insurance data, we have finance data, we have service contract data. By the way, there's a correlation between a service contract customer and an insurance customer, which we understood, and so we want to use that with our partners to understand whether we could do something if customers would bundle the service contract, the truck, and motor insurance. On top, what I would foresee as critical is the cooperation with insurance companies. So my role within Volvo Group is to reach out to potential partners, talk to them about strategic partnership. I think the time is over where, you know, an OEM would come up and say, hey, you need to deliver a pricing which is good to us, for us, and if you are not doing what we want, then you are out. That is not the way forward from my perspective. We need to have really trustful partnerships where we jointly collaborate in an ecosystem and where we generate win-win-win situation for all stakeholders involved. When it comes to customer value, we have a strategy based on 3 elements. It's empathy. And now empathy, okay, everybody in marketing guy would tell you, yeah, we need to be very empathic to our customer, we need to understand, and everyone tries to do that. But here, the empathy is really on a deep understanding of his needs, and even more important for truck customers, where we really already by configuring a specific truck, we truly need to understand what is the purpose, what do you need to do with that vehicle, do you need 6 wheels instead of only 8 wheels, or what the other way around? So that is the way how we would need to look into insurance, even based on data, and configure a product which serves him. And on top, if we would then leverage bidirectional data streaming and be able to motivate our customers to drive safely, for instance, by gamification, because truck owners are very proud people, and they want, they are proud of their driving style or whatsoever, and if you would then be able to provide real-time feedback and say, hey, you are on the right track, that's good, continue like that, and maybe he would be able to measure his driving behavior with others. Of course, you would need a consent, otherwise you can't do that. Yeah? That's, of course, a precondition to do that. You would be able to have this empathy. And the personalization then comes with data sharing, and we have now found a technology where customers would be able to give the consent in the truck, or, of course, even from the office. If we are talking about fleets, then the fleet manager would need to give the consent. Which carrier, which service provider would be allowed to consume which data. So that is, from a technological standpoint, no issue. So we would not need that paperwork, give me your consent and send me the letter with your, signature and so on and so forth. And then another piece, of course, here is scalability. Okay, whatever we are doing in the market, we have started to look into it and understand the market needs, of course, in the first step, and the customer needs, and it's clear. But then try to do it in a way that we can scale it up and grow the model. And that's what we are currently doing. It is demanding, honestly speaking, because markets, of course, would say our market is completely different, and they are right, even more when it comes to insurance. But then you would still need to find, the common denominator, where you would then be able to, if you would have then a risk score model in Brazil, okay, maybe we can't use safety features in Germany, or we can't use service contracts for specific reasons, for regulations and what other reasons, but still the concept then should be scalable. So in a nutshell, we want to foster safer vehicles and safer driving with that kind of communication I was talking about, and try to provide feedback, real-time feedback to drivers, for instance, or configure the truck in a very safe way. Then enabling, sorry, I need to go back, proactive risk management. So, of course, we have all the technological features to tell a driver, hey, there is an issue with your wheel, pay attention, you should go to a workshop and check what is happening. And the last thing is, of course, peace of mind, which we have been doing and which won't go away. But the other thing is then really the help and the assistance in the moment of truth. And here I'm talking about accidents, not incidents only, because incidents clear. Every OEM would support, a customer with an incident, but the accident, we very much relied, of course, on insurance partners to support. And here we could collaborate as well. I don't know why it's going ahead, sorry for that. And that is what we want to do, to talk to insurance companies and say, hey, we have a call center, and maybe we might even help the customer in a more efficient way than you can, the insurance company. Why? Because we have the technicians, and sometimes it's a small issue, and where we would even be able to help the customer. Let's assume there was a small accident. Okay, turn off the engine, turn it on, turn it off, and then it should work, or whatsoever. We know more than an insurance company can know, depending on the size of the insurer, of course. There are very professional insurance companies out there. But what we have learned is that we could reduce the cost of claims by taking over that in some markets when it comes to roadside assistance, where we as a Volvo Group manage the accident cases, and where the carrier could understand, hey, that's very efficient what you're doing. And it's going weird here, but okay, then the ecosystem. It's very important to say that we see ourselves as ecosystem orchestrator. We are not owning the ecosystem, but we want to facilitate an ecosystem which is based on trust, reliability, in line with compliance. That is for us extremely important. Mutual respect, mutual benefits. So that is what we need to ensure in order to make sure that each and every stakeholder is satisfied in contributing towards the value creation. It's completely going weird. I'm sorry, but I'm done, basically. So let's connect. I would be happy to collaborate with you and see what we can do together. We are looking for tech providers. We are looking for carriers who would like to work with us. We want to do that in a sustainable way, and it's really an amazing journey, and I had so many good discussions today. Looking forward to working with you. Thank you very much.